Monday, March the 14th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. A lot to talk about. We have an incoming storm system that could bring some decent thunderstorms to parts of the area, primarily focused around late afternoon and evening. Very warm and quiet midweek, and then another system gets in over the course of the upcoming weekend. Let's start off with a look back at the time-lapse imagery from yesterday. Kind of an interesting Sunday. We began the day with a lot of clouds and rain and cooler temperatures. Pretty nice for a period of time through the early to mid-afternoon hours with some good intervals of sunshine and then another scattering of some showers and thunderstorms as we went through late afternoon and into the evening hours. Really, overall, kind of an interesting weather day. It was still a warm day, too. There's your highs across the region. A lot of 70s on the board. Some 80s, 83 in Fayetteville, 85 in Columbia, 80 in Jacksonville, 81 degrees for the high yesterday in Wilmington. Around the Triad viewing area, 70s for most spots. Mid-70s, I-40 and points south. Charlotte viewing area, a little bit warmer in some areas. It was all the way up to 81 for a high in Wadesboro and Rockingham, 80 in Monroe, 78 in Gastonia and Albemarle. Officially 79 at the Charlotte Douglas International Airport. There's your temperatures this morning, as we cut the video during the 5 o'clock hour. 50s and low 60s, very humid, some areas of fog. It is a saturated air mass out there as we are beginning the day. A bit of a lag in the computer systems this morning, but we'll do the best we can here to show you what's happening. There's storm tracker radar, some scattered thunderstorms offshore. But what's of greater interest for us here in the Carolinas is what's happening off to the west. You have this area of rain, some embedded thunderstorms at times early this morning, Kentucky, Tennessee, down into Mississippi, and northwestern Alabama. And that's all moving in our direction. Now, this is the high-resolution modeling as we go through today and into early this evening. I know it's a little bit jumpy due to whatever's going on with the computer this morning, but what we're going to see happen is you notice the high-resolution modeling kind of keying on the idea of some of this scattered shower and thunderstorm activity trying to pop up in the Piedmont late this afternoon. But this is the main show, this stuff in the mountains there in the westernmost parts of South Carolina as you get into 4 or 5 o'clock, and that'll then sweep eastward this evening. Now there's your severe weather outlook for today and tonight. That is a slight risk, including Greensboro and Charlotte, down towards Spartanburg. And there's your hail probabilities. The SPC highlighting hail as the biggest severe weather threat. 15% area over much of the Piedmont and the foothills. Same basic idea for wind, although it's the 5% territory. You don't have any 15% area. So again, hail being keyed on as the greatest severe weather threat, and I agree. Looking at some of the atmospheric soundings, some colder temperatures aloft, that will likely support some hail with some of the activity late this afternoon and especially this evening. So there comes that storm system marching in from the west. For the I-85 corridor, I think our main window of opportunity to get these thunderstorms through here, we'll say 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Temperatures today certainly warm, well up into the 70s, and even some low 80s in many of the spots that hit 80 or better yesterday, and then lows into the 50s tonight. Very quiet midweek weather ahead. Let me shift over to that chart here, and let me show you what's happening tomorrow. That system pulls away. It's going to be a warm midweek setup. There's your highs for Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday, this cold front doesn't really have any substantial cool air immediately associated with it for Wednesday, so that passes through in dry fashion. Wednesday looks quite warm across the region. But then temperatures do step down. Some of us could be in the 60s for highs by Friday. And then here comes our next system over the weekend. I'll show you this in more detail in just a second. But the basic idea is we have an area of low pressure move from near the mouth of the Mississippi River up into the Carolinas or near the Carolina coast, somewhere thereabouts, over the course of the weekend. The timing, still a bit in question. But let me step you through all this. Let me, first of all, start with a look at the GFS model. This is the 0Z run. This is valid late this afternoon and into this evening. There's your activity swinging through. Cape values enough there that you do have to watch for the possibility of a strong to severe storm. Now, as we move forward in time, the GFS Thursday, try to print out a little bit of light rain. I haven't totally bought on that scenario for the time being, so I've left Thursday's forecast dry. And then here we go. This is Saturday evening. So this is now at 8 o'clock Saturday evening. And notice the GFS model has held the rain out of the Carolinas throughout the day Saturday, but then it arrives Saturday night into Sunday morning. Following that, pretty good shot of chilly air as you get into early parts of next week. The timing of the European is similar. Let me show you what's happening aloft. There's today's disturbance moving in at 500 millibars, and then here's the weekend system. This is Saturday early afternoon, and then there's your big trough diving in Sunday night behind the system. So in terms of precipitation, this is the precipitation and the pressure fields here at 8 p.m. on the European Saturday evening. There's your broad low pressure. The rain has made it up into the southern tier of North Carolina by very late afternoon Saturday. And then you see the core, the precip move through Saturday evening and Saturday night. There goes the low up the coast on the European model. And you end up with Sunday morning featuring some cooler temperatures, some chilly rain, even a little bit of snow, and possible in some mountain areas with that system as it pulls away. The Canadian's even a little bit more different than what you saw there in the European. So this is the Canadian. This is Friday evening. You get an initial wave of precipitation on the Canadian Friday evening. Most of Saturday is dry, and then Saturday night, that trailing piece of energy moves through. And again, there's your mountain snow on the backside Sunday morning. So the way I've leaned my forecast for the time being is with the idea of most of the rain this weekend focused Saturday night into Sunday morning. We will see, hopefully we can squeeze in a dry daylight hour time period Saturday for all those weekend plans you might have. But at some point this weekend, we will see some rain move through. Before I wrap up the video, and again, give me a second to resize this here where we can see a little bit better. This is the 4-kilometer NAM model, and this is valid 8 o'clock this evening. There's your reflectivity returns showing up, and this is going to be now at 11 o'clock this evening. And again, there's your scattered thunderstorms. If you're wondering about the severe weather parameters, I just grabbed this chart. This is the what's called the EHI, the Energy Helicity Index. This is a combination of the shear in the atmosphere as well as the instability in the atmosphere, and this is not off the charts by any means, but there's enough there that I do think, again, you need to monitor for the possibility of a few strong to severe storms as we head through late this afternoon and into this evening. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everybody have a wonderful day, and God bless.